Low-income tenants typically pay up to 13% of their income on energy bills. Solar Uptown Now, or SUN, is trying to change that by installing rooftop solar panels on affordable housing. We Act for Environmental Justice and the Urban Homesteading Assistance Board have partnered with Solar One for this community-based plan. And here today is Cecil Corbin-Mark, Deputy Director and Director of Policy Initiatives for We Act. Welcome.
Thank you, Sam.
So We Act is a nonprofit,
Yeah.
and what does We Act focus on generally?
So we work to build healthy communities, and we define healthy communities in lots of different ways. Some of it is around what type of energy we're producing so that we focus on clean and renewable energy. Some of it is about taking toxic chemicals out of products and making our community healthy in that way. Some of it is about making sure that our homes are lead-free or mold-free. So we do a lot of things, but we do that work by organizing in communities, particularly on the ground in northern Manhattan. So East Harlem, El Barrio, Central Harlem, West Harlem, Washington Heights, and Inwood. And we organize those communities to work on developing policies that will better improve their environments and their homes and their health. Okay. And that's what we do.
So SUN
Yes.
essentially had your name on it. It's right in your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
And this program has been in existence for about, what, 2 years now?
That's correct.
Right?
We've been working on it steadfastly. Obviously, there was lots of planning that went into it. Back in 2012, obviously, we had Superstorm Sandy. In 2014, the Kresge Foundation funded our work to plan with the Northern Manhattan community. We had over 400 community residents come out to a variety of different planning sessions. And we came up with a Northern Manhattan Climate Action Plan. And as part of that plan, we have a thing called energy democracy that we're trying to advance. And so that's where our Solar Uptown Now, or SUN program, comes in.
And so far, you've already installed, talk to me about how many homes have you, how many buildings have you done?
Sure. So right now, we organized 9 affordable housing cooperatives in Northern Manhattan. They're often known as HDFCs. And we have recruited about 90 plus people from the community to actually train them to put solar panels on the roofs. And those 9 affordable housing cooperatives, there's about 900 residents in them roughly. And those residents are going to benefit from the solar panels that we put up on the roofs. There's panels.
Several benefits.
Yeah,
Talk to me about those.
Oh, sure.
Beyond the obvious, the lower energy bills.
The lower energy bills, obviously. The panels, once they're installed on the roofs, will actually offset or reduce the power that's needed to power elevators, lights in the hallways, laundry rooms, community rooms. And so we are really excited about that. The buildings will save in their first year, all 9 buildings will save in the first year about $59,000 on their energy bills. And over the life of the solar panels, which is about 20 to 25 years, they'll save about $1.7 million. But beyond that, we're putting people to work in the community. When you hear people talking about a Green New Deal, this is what it looks like in real life. We're hiring people from the community, training them, so they're watching their buildings or their neighborhood buildings have solar panels that they have put up on them. So we're creating jobs, we're reducing energy bills. We are also really taking a bite out of the climate crisis, because when we use renewable energy power as solar power, we're not using the dirty oil electricity or natural gas electricity that is produced in the city.
And what do you call this, making these buildings energy independent?
We're taking them along the road of energy independence and energy democracy.
And how do you choose how do you choose which buildings? So
we focus on 3 types of affordable housing that are all in Northern Manhattan. So we organize and work in Northern Manhattan. The affordable housing that's owned by the tenants or former tenants, so they're HDFCs, buildings that were formerly landlord owned. The landlords didn't pay the taxes. The city took over the building. They were slumlords and trained the tenants to become cooperators. And so they're required to keep affordability. We also focus on buildings that are owned and operated by nonprofit affordable housing organizations. And then the third type is public housing, NYCHA. And so this year we're really excited. In 2019, we're going to be kicking off with our partners Solar One, a project that looks at putting solar panels on Carver houses in East Harlem. We'll train the workers from Carver using the very same model. and then we will put solar panels up, and then the residents in NYCHA get their power from NYPA, the New York Power Authority.
Yes.
So we will work with affordable housing around those buildings to have them engage in what's known as community solar.
Okay.
So the residents around the buildings who live in affordable housing around Carver, we will recruit them into a process where they'll be able to sign up for credit from Con Edison and take on the solar, and that'll help reduce their bills as well.
And I just want to, one of the other big benefits, there's some health benefits
Yes.
to this clean energy.
So when
well.
we use cleaner energy, the more clean energy we're using, so these 9 buildings that we've organized, for example, and then the Carver houses, you know, they will produce about 270 kilowatts of power. And that will reduce the amount of power that we have to take from the electricity grid, from Con Edison, which uses natural gas and oil burning fossil fuels that put up, you know, pollution into the air and help trigger asthma and other respiratory illnesses.
And one of the other benefits, and there's a long list of them, is that you feel like being able to do this sort of staves off gentrification.
Absolutely.
Because people can stay in their buildings and...
Sandra, you hit it right on the head in your opening. This is one of the largest costs that homeowners have to pay.
And if somebody is listening to this interview and they want to know more about it, we can send them to weact.org.
That's correct. And you can go there. I hope they go, and I hope they sign up if they live in the community for our worker training program. I hope they donate to help us keep going. We've been blessed to have some funding from the mayor's office, from the governor, from the New York State Department of Labor. Kresge Foundation and the Energy Foundation have supported this work. But this work really needs more. And then one other thing, Sandra, I really hope that people continue to tell the mayor of the city of New York that our schools and other public buildings which have a commitment to going renewable, we need to hire people locally. And that's the way we can make a new Green New Deal right here in New York City.
All right. Cecil, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you, Sandra.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
We'll be right back.